Yo, people, what's up? Welcome back to Bias Brothers podcast, the best podcast on planet Earth. And today we celebrating a wonderful day. I don't think Man U and Liverpool celebrating. But today we have some new faces. We have Kyle Phillips, a Spurs fan. He elated today. We have John, a Man U fan. We have Stephen, Bayern fan, but he representing Everton today. And we have Cameron, an Spurs fan, and Jadiel, who been here all the time, Arsenal fan. What's going on, fellas?
See, brother.
Was it good?
Oh, plenty
Yo,
goals,
yo.
plenty goals.
Plenty
Yeah.
goals today.
It's a wonderful day today.
Mm-hmm.
And we are Randy coming in now. Randy is our next Man United fan. So yeah, let me start with Man U now. John, take me away.
Bad day at the office, you had to put it down to that. Too many individual mistakes. I mean, you could go through all 6 goals and you could see the mistakes. First two, Maguire, which is, people make jokes about Maguire, 80 million or how much ever, look what he just be doing. Most of the time, he's reliable. Today was one of the days he was not reliable. You go through the third goal, bad pass. The inside one time. I don't know what he was thinking, but I was after the sending off. So,
I'm not even sure which goal you're talking about
there.
because that's much goals are flying. I'm not even sure what the third goal was. So what was the third goal?
In goal, where they try to play out from the back and they give it away.
Oh, they do the Arsenal. Oh, okay.
They do a keeper.
I remember that one.
Right, but I was 3, right? 4. Luke Shaw is the left side fullback. When you watch the 4th goal, Luke Shaw playing inside Harry Maguire. And when Maguire goes out to defend, Luke Shaw in the box, covering the space that Son about to run into. Luke Shaw, for some reason, decide to leave the space in the box, go to the edge of the box, Son just running through the air like that's 4. And the 5th and 6th goals was Pogba. I mean, he asked him basically when Fernandes come off, he asked Pogba to do the Fernandes roll, the box running hard. Pogba really had the discipline for that, let me be real. Not in the United setup, at least. 5th goal, he just unaware of worry, goes inside. 6th goal was probably the worst slide tackle since the season started so far. Individual mistakes. I think before Martial gets sent off, you could see, compared to the last 2 games, that they were playing better. Not good, they were playing better to what they were playing the last 2 games in terms of movement of the ball. Martial getting sent off. I don't know if Kyle will disagree, but for me, if you're sending off Martial in that instance, you have to send off Lamella
let
too,
you
right?
talk about that.
I'll come and get a referee perspective after, but let me
Well, no, just my opinion, because Lamella is the one initiate the contact, right? Because it's an elbow. And it's an elbow, whether I want to say chin, neck, it's still a kind of, it's nothing to do with football. Martial just barely reach across and give him a little slap. And
A small
slap
too, a small slap.
I'll get the reasoning behind it just now. I'll get the reasoning.
So I have no problem if you want to send Martial off or if you want to give him a yellow. But it should be the same way on the other side. Just my opinion. In terms of the overall perspective, because we know social media and people very reactionary these days. If you look back in recent years, you could point at a number of the big clubs that have, I wouldn't say one-off results, but they have results like this against other big clubs. You think Chelsea, Arsenal have a number in the recent past. Liverpool today, you think Man City just last week. So I think what it is really is because United in the Fergie era was untouchable. Now that they come back down a little bit to it, they're kind of on the same playing field as everybody else.
Come back a little bit. You're on the ground digging.
Well, when Arsenal win the Premier League, you could have. You never know about that. So when we come down a little bit, you're on the same playing field as everybody, all the other big clubs now. So you're going to find that these results happen, and it just so happen. It's kind of unthinkable. I think people thinking Man United, the team that used to run the Premier League, collecting 6 at home. I mean, you think about the difference between this game and the other game they collect 6 at home, the City game. Better team, different circumstances. They were actually trying to chase the game in the City game too much. This game, it was just errors. And that kind of showed a drop off in the level from what it was to what it is now. It's not consistent. It's going to be a struggle for top 4 this season. Signings on no new signings coming in the next day. I anticipate the same thing in Europe. Hard group in Europe. Probably the worst group. But which is the group in Champions League? I have Juventus and
That is Juve, Barca.
Juve, Barca, right? So apart from that group, I think United probably in the second worst group in Champions League. The cups are the cups. The teams that play in the cups are determined by how good or bad the season of Champions League going. So, not much to look forward to. The more it goes on, the more it reminds you of Mourinho's last season in United, which is worrying.
Kyle, we had your thoughts on the game, man?
Well, as he could say, it's a bad day in the office. For them, it was a wonderful day for a Spurs fan. Like, for every mistake he could say, we had a player that did exceptional. So Lamela normally don't start, but how he fighted to make Maguire pull along Luke Shaw, like
that is the funniest thing ever.
Now I still can't stop laughing at that, you know.
Yeah,
I paid 80 million for that.
I thought Lamela pulled him down initially, and I was like, oh, it might be a foul. When I see the replay, I see Maguire dragging his man down.
Like, you could ask Jadiel. We was in a group before the match, and I say, all right, so this match, Man U going to get the penalty. That's tradition. That's a must. So after the Man U penalty, the game will play. 30 seconds in, Man U penalty. I expected nothing less. And he laughing, everyone laughing. I say, all right, with the penalty pass now, let the game start. And immediately after, the team rally and catch themselves. I think Tottenham last year or under Pochettino, we'd have crumble immediately after that penalty and we'd have suffer for the rest of the game.
So is that Jose thing then?
I think so. Even with the Lamela thing, I really do think Lamela hit him in his neck, but not because he tried to. Martial raised his hand or tried to hold his hand and it went to his neck.
Nah, okay. No. Don't do that.
I bias. Trust me. I bias. But he was just shoving him. And Martial tried to hold his hand and it went to his neck. So it looked, rough.
He tried to shove a man with the elbow to his neck. That's it.
And Martial moved his hand to try and break it and it went to his neck. And then the man slapped him. You can't slap him. It's not.
It's more like a love tap. It wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard.
It don't matter if it's hard. It don't matter if it's hard or not. Any strike to the face is a red card.
Yeah, that's the point. I think that's the point. It wasn't the intensity of the slap, was the action.
Yeah, one was an attempted push, one was a slap. So I find that is where the difference is between.
Okay, so why not even a yellow card then?
He did get yellow. He did get yellow.
Lamela he was caution for unsporting behavior. Yeah.
Yeah, he got yellow for it after.
Okay, so question then. Who catch the yellow card? Because VAR not supposed to intercede for yellows, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the referee see the yellow card? Like see the incident that caused the yellow card?
Lamela?
Yeah, he saw the incident.
Yeah.
But he get the yellow.
So he see that.
It was a little delay, but he get the yellow.
Well, what the referee might not have seen is the first the elbow on Martial. That one he probably didn't see that one.
So I think all red cards. The policy is all red cards are reviewed by VAR, right?
Facts, yes.
So I think what happened was, because this is the only way I could see it making sense, is that he booked Lamela. And because he booked Lamela, the video assistant referee say, well, okay, he see what went on, and you only give him a yellow. VAR not going to review yellows. I think if he hadn't booked Lamela, maybe they would have go back and
No. If you get a yellow card, and VAR think it's a red card, they can tell the referee, hey, upgrade that
Yeah.
red card.
It's not
So-
really a man telling you in your ears, hey, watch now. I think you get a decision wrong, it should be alright, but your referee didn't get no call. The still that was a wrong decision, so he just leave the yellow.
Either way, I don't agree.
I mean, I
No,
don't agree with that. I think it's either both of them off the
I
field
know
or none of them off the field.
it's back to what Kyle was saying. The elbow that Lamela did was a natural part of the game. Is a defender marking an attacker for a corner. It's a normal part of the game. What Martial's reaction was not normal. That was violent conduct. So if as a referee and I writing up a report after the game, Martial was sent off for violent conduct and Lamela was booked for unsporting behavior. That is what I would do.
Yeah, but I personally do not think that it was a natural part. Like, to me, the man, like Camilla, actually, like, you could see like he was thrusting his hand towards him. Like, it was like a natural,
you
like,
could see it. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional. And
He
it
was
wasn't
like,
malicious.
if you're here and you're blocking him and you're trying to get space and whatnot, cool. That man, to me, more like,
That
he
natural part
watch him,
of
like,
the
you
game,
watch him and extend that boy. Like, that's what I see.
Honestly,
I mean,
it looked like how footballers is like fake dollar, you know? It looked like something like that.
It
It
wasn't.
looked intentional.
It wasn't malicious. Sir.
Yeah, it was a push.
Are you
From
sure about that, though?
Come
don't
on,
think malicious
come
is
on,
the point,
use the other Spurs, man. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I thought I'm really mixed about it. I don't think Martial should have been sent off. But I mean, obviously the rule is he hit the guy in the face, cool, he gets sent off, right? Personally, I find referees should be allowed to use more discretion there. Because really and truly didn't have an impact on the game. Like, what was the purpose of sending him off, right? But in terms of Lamela, it did look a bit malicious to me, but I could also see where people are coming from. Like, he's kind of just like almost extending to just make some space for himself almost.
How much times in football you didn't see that though, like intentionally moving the elbow like that?
That
You see it
wasn't-
in La Liga all the time.
But it wasn't intentional, I think.
Yeah, if Martial did not hit him back, we would not see a replay for that. Nobody would have got a card. Nothing would have.
Correct. It's a normal party game. A defender marking an
Yeah.
attacker
No,
from a
if
corner.
Martial
Martial went
down, exactly, then
If
we would have
Martial
a whole
went
different
down, you
conversation.
might have see something.
We'd have a whole
Yeah,
different
yeah.
conversation.
And I also think it's Lamela theatrics that have a lot to do with it too. If Lamela didn't do any of that, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It would be a simple red card.
On that point, I
Yeah.
remember watching the documentary where Mourinho said, fellas, all you're too nice. Everybody here too nice. All you want to go out and all you want to be cool and play a good game. No, not every game is won that way. All you have to go out and be, I don't want to use the word, all you have to go out and be stupid. All you can't win every game. Nice. So the fact that Lamela went down, I'm proud. I see it as a change of them fellas playing nice and being happy all the time. No, they go out and they win dirty sometimes and they keep stupidness like that.
But that's why you win football nowadays.
Yeah, they play
Yeah.
to win. They play to win.
Look at Vardy running into the box to dive. Look at Martial doing it right through. Then that's how they was winning.
And we have to keep in mind that's what United players was doing under Mourinho too. Eh?
Right, so Mourinho, he
That
bring
point,
that feeling and that setting to Spurs now. So now when Spurs players going around, it's not a good happy thing. The players going and win dirty now. And I was happy to see it. It wasn't nice to see, but I was happy to see it.
We have Saiyada in the podcast. We're going on Saiyada.
Hello, everybody.
Saiyada is a Man Utd fan for those who don't know.
Obviously.
I thought we done talk about United. What are you doing?
Well, we was waiting for the rest of United people to come in.
Oh, it's how more United people come in?
Nah, it's just you.
They're not.
we have enough now.
And don't have enough brave people like yourself to come on this tonight, yeah.
Running.
Let's
I
say
never regret it.
give your thoughts on the game now.
The game was garbage. That is the summary of my thoughts. It was a mess. I am disappointed to be a United fan this season.
This season alone?
So Zoro, you invite me as Zoro? Who's the Liverpool fan here? Because they must have one.
Well, Jomo is a Liverpool fan, but he's not here yet. He'll be here later.
Oh.
She's
Because
looking
we're
for company. Misery like company.
He hiding from me right now.
Yeah,
But
all I see
that
now,
was embarrassing, truly.
all I see is Man U fans pointing at Liverpool. You know the Spider-Man meme? What is that, man?
They're pointing at each other.
He's 7 is more than 6.
Comparing licks, buddy.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing because it's 7-2 and United is 6-1. So
5 goal difference. I like it. Like
More or
Chrome
less.
Plus, you know.
Jadiel, you would know a lot about 5 goal differences, eh?
Oh, God.
Ah.
If there's one thing I know, it's have some men in this world who love to live in the past, boy.
At least they have an excuse for the 5 goal, you know. They get a red card, right?
You grew up now.
They could use the red card as a scapegoat.
Your thoughts on the red card, Saiyada?
that is not a red card.
How so?
Okay. First of all, it's not like the ball was in play or anything. Nobody was ready to kick.
So?
The referee did not blow the whistle. Secondly, you are standing in the box. Martial is next to you. So if you put your hand out like this and your hand connect with his neck, it's an instant reaction that if somebody hit me in my neck, my hand is going to fly out. And the thing is, the contact was in the same place. Martial was on the hair and Lamella gets his hair. So why you holding your face and falling down? And it was not serious. Like it was even serious contact. Like yes, it's contact. It warrants a yellow card for sure. But why give one player a red when he was not the perpetrator? Nothing happened to the person who instigates it. So why are you giving it to the person who acts out of reaction?
Well, as we was
If a card
explaining,
is given, it needs to be given on both sides, not just one side. And it's not a yellow. It's not a red card.
Well,
it should be both yellows, but not a red card. Like come on.
here's why is red card, right?
I would love
As we
to
was-
hear.
As we were saying earlier, Lamella on Martial was a normal part of the game. It's a natural part of the game, right? It's a defender marking an attacker, and he just shove it off, right? Cool, normal part of the game. Martial reaction now was a slap to the face. That is not
It was
part of
not
the
a
game.
slap to the face.
See,
He did not get it on his face. It was below here. It was
But
chin. It was not a slap.
But the point
I
is,
love tap.
it was an intentional strike
a
to the
lapse.
face.
yeah,
And
So you
therefore,
mean to tell me that the Lamella one was not intentional?
no,
That's
it
what
was
I said.
not. It was
He
not.
literally
No,
like,
Scarlett. Hold on.
If you look at the angle, if you look at the angle from the right side that they show when they was waiting for the VAR confirmation, it was intentional.
Yeah.
He looked to the side. He saw
Exactly.
Martial there,
Exactly,
and
yeah.
he did this.
Exactly.
Like,
Nobody done
Completely
that
agree.
himself.
And
Do that
Martial
for
watched him when
yeah.
he did that, and he was like, what's going on? Because it is intentional.
Mhm.
That wasn't
Yeah.
intentional.
Martial was completely
No, Scarlett, hold on.
Completely agree.
If you're selling off a man for that, yeah, let's sign off every defender in the league because every defender
No,
does do that.
No,
This is
Scarlett,
my
No,
point. So
Scarlett.
why are you
Notwithstanding
sending
that,
somebody for
right?
this if every defender does it? Why not send off every defender when it happens? So
well,
why
that
are
was
you sending
him.
off people for this? It's
Yeah,
a card
so-
on both sides. My thing is, it's supposed to be a card on both sides. And in the halftime game review, on Rush, when they were talking about it, they talked to a referee, a past referee, and he said it's supposed to be a card on both sides.
But it was a card on both
Not warranted
sides.
red card.
Lamella get yellow and
Yeah,
Martial
but
get red.
it's supposed to be yellow on both sides, not a red and not a yellow.
Yeah,
Like, you have to be fair
alright.
when you're doing it.
From a referee's perspective, you cannot give a man a yellow card for violent conduct. That is a straight red.
slapping is not
So
the
why
person.
Lamella gets a yellow card?
So
and not
Lamella
a red
wasn't
card?
violent.
That wasn't
Nah.
violent conduct. That wasn't
And
violent.
Lamella
that's
That,
was
why-
pushing
it's
him.
not like it's like the referee acts like Marcel, watch Lamella in his face and cuff him in his face, like cuff him and throw him on the ground. It was
Like
just
a man.
he touched. And the thing is, the referee did not even see what happened.
but that would be how it's for.
When Lamella hold his face and fall on, then the referee starts strolling into the box to see what is really
I
going
think
on.
all you're forgetting that this was reviewed by VAR.
Yes, but if
But
they
no,
are
Scarlett.
reviewing it, then they're supposed
Exactly.
to see all
He read
angles
past,
of it.
he read
What is
past
the
before
point
he
of
could have
having
reviewed it, really.
VAR if you all are not going to watch it and assess it from every angle?
But that's
Yeah,
what
but
they did.
VR
I
is
feel like
nonsense,
bad
and I don't know
referees
why.
are
I don't know why we're expecting anything different from VR. VR is nonsense.
Yeah.
I
Inconsistent.
personally
You're very
do
right.
expect nothing from VR. When it go left, and it's like, oh, well, okay, cool, it's VR. What I expect already? So
You're right.
anyway, I feel like we beat that topic enough. I have nothing to say again. I agree. I think Lamella should be off the field too, but we have more to talk about Scarlett. And
Yeah, it is what it is.
we have more teams to talk about.
Well, let me move on to Liverpool now.
Hey,
Liverpool.
Randy, what's your thoughts on Liverpool?
the Bulls had a real bad off day, but let me tell you, credit to Aston Villa. I will credit Aston Villa. Aston Villa played a fantastic game. I think they got the balance and thing right. They didn't fail Liverpool. They didn't fail Liverpool. They played them as if they was playing another team. There's like, who's all there, you know? They didn't take all the names in consideration. Yes, Liverpool missing arguably two of their best players in Mane and Alisson. And well, that first goal Liverpool conceded, you see why Alisson is the first choice keeper in that team. But Aston Villa, I thought the manager got the tactics spot on. I mean, they were what they are the best defensive team in the league right now. I know it's early days, but still. And Jack Grealish was outstanding. Watkins was outstanding, and the Liverpool backline, they couldn't cope with them on the counter, and they were just outplayed. And as a Liverpool manager, as if I were Klopp, I would say it's early in the season. You know, this is something we could sort out, and we're glad it didn't come in like a bigger game. You know, so but definitely is a wake up call to Liverpool because nobody expected this. Liverpool were fantastic against Arsenal last week. I thought, in my opinion, first half especially. Um, but I definitely think credit to Villa, massive credit to Villa. But Liverpool is a wake up call to them.
Kyle, what you had to say from the Spurs side?
Um, boy, I don't know that Aston Villa thing, boy. That's still baffling me. Like somewhere deep inside, I still believe they will drop points and they will lose these games coming up. Like somewhere along the lines now, boy. Like halfway through the game, I still felt like Liverpool would have come back and take the game away from them. But not some of them goals they're really looking like a troublesome side. The Watkins fella was ridiculous with the perfect hat trick he scored.
And could have scored more too. He could have scored more too.
They could have scored 9-10.
Yeah. So after the game, I had watched a little piece of it, and after the game, I messaged Jadiel. I say, but so what went on there? Liverpool play bad or Aston Villa play good? And he say, well, boy,
Better both.
I think it's both. You know, he says a connection of both. So that make me realize, all right, Aston Villa might be a team to fear for this upcoming season. But I still under the belief that they at some point they're going to run out of that
It's early days still.
gas. Yeah, I feel they will run out of that gas. Because we tried to sign Grealish already. We tried to sign Barkley. I looked at them play, and yeah, they are good players. But I don't see them being on the same level of a Mane or Salah or Aguero, or I don't see them being Premier League winning players. I don't see them being consistently.
But then again, Vardy and Mahrez and Kante and them wasn't Premier League winning players when they win the league. So.
Yeah. And Mane came from Southampton to Liverpool, and then before he went to Liverpool. So.
You know, I just don't see. I cannot watch Aston Villa and say, all right, that is a team I worried about. It's the same thing with Everton. I can't develop that fear for Everton.
But I pipped them to finish in the top half of the table, though. I think they might give a good run for maybe 10 to 9 somewhere around there. I think. Maybe
I think that kind of high for Villa. I mean, Leeds definitely finished in top 10, but that kind of high for Villa.
Well, I mean, they could push for it, you know, like close to that, like around that mark, 10, 12, somewhere. They'll comfortably survive relegation because last year they was fighting last season they was fighting relegation. The last day of the season, when they was playing West Ham and they win, everybody says a miracle to see Villa back in the Prem, you know. They thought they was going down, but and to see them come out play, I think they'll fight for a mid-table finish somewhere around there.
Sadie, your thoughts on the Liverpool game today?
I love that. I enjoyed the entire game. I feel like it could have been an 8th round. It's not just not even now. But more to the point, I was really surprised. Like, Aston Villa has not lost a game obviously since their season started. But I didn't expect it to be so bad for Liverpool because I won't say their defense is complete trash, you know? Like, they have a decent enough defense. But I don't think anybody was expecting Aston Villa to step out in the way that they did. And I knew when Grealish started that it would have been great. Like, he's on my team. He's been on my team since he started the Premier League. I think he's a great player. And just seeing him today, like, it makes Liverpool look like a fat Mark side, like United.
Van Dijk looked like he'd be playing Church League.
Exactly, like these are the people that just won the league. like, what's going on? Why are you all malfunctioning in the game against Aston Villa? I'm so confused, and I think it's again is a big club problem. Like when City malfunction against Leicester, we malfunction against who we play today,
Man City against Leeds too.
right? Exactly. So I don't know. Like
Wait, I know what she doing.
yeah. So my thing is like again talking about like these smaller teams dominating Premier League. I'm real happy to see it. Not because I'm happy to see Liverpool lose. I am happy to see Liverpool lose. But that aside, like it's amazing to see the type of football that these smaller teams play and as
Jadiel.
right. As he was talking about with a team not having the best defense but being close knit and everybody doing their job and playing the role you're supposed to play. Like you're seeing that's when teams like Aston Villa and Leeds and all these other teams, these smaller teams play. You're not seeing that when a big team like Liverpool play anymore. Like once something small happens, big teams just tend to malfunction like crazy. But I think because smaller teams so used to malfunctioning, like in all their previous seasons, I think they find a way to develop it, like adjust it, adapt it better. If something go wrong with us, like in Aston Villa case, I feel like if something was to go wrong with them in a game, they're not gonna malfunction the way United, for example, is malfunction or the way Liverpool malfunction. I feel like they're able to keep composure and continue like carrying on and doing what they're supposed to do. But I mean, like Liverpool, what you could even say about that? That was terrible. It was embarrassing. You all are the last season league winners. Why you again beat 7-2?
Pity we don't have Liverpool man here to back you up.
Hmm.
Kyle,
Yeah,
she calling
Yeah,
Liverpool.
boy, I still hurt on that
She
Tottenham
calling us
statement.
she calling us for that small team.
Yeah, I'm calling everybody that get beat from these small teams. How they get called? I mean, United get beat from a
But you
semi.
say Spurs are a small team. That way you imply just
A
now.
semi big team. A semi big.
Semi.
John, where's your thoughts on Liverpool game today?
First of all, that was very good for me on a personal level to just get rid of some of the depression from the United game.
The support, you get the support
You know?
you needed.
At first, I couldn't believe it. I thought my phone was malfunctioning or something. As soon as I see the score, I jump into that game one time. Say I must see this. I think it's a Liverpool. One of the commentators on the game mentioned it today. He said it was almost like they didn't know how to just say, all right, that's enough. Like we just call it a day. They just keep going and they leave the spaces for Aston Villa. I mean, I had this conversation with a few people, and you're seeing it more, and I think you will see it more this season. If you take Mane and Salah out of the Liverpool team, you leave everybody else and you take Mane and Salah out of it. Average players, let's be honest, the signings that Liverpool made since last season, Keita, he ain't really, Fabinho, he have good games, but he's not consistent. Minamino definitely live up to it yet. And that's why this signing of Thiago was so important to them. Thiago will run that whole midfield. And
I think that is what I lacked to it actually, because they didn't have Thiago and they didn't have Henderson either. They didn't have a player to control the midfield and they were just lost.
Listen, and Salah scored 2 goals today, but he can't do everything by himself. Firmino, we know Firmino's job. Firmino basically give up on scoring goals. When he get you 1 or 2, he will take them, but that's not his job in the team anymore.
He's a defensive striker.
Yeah, and I mean, people can say what they want about the goalkeeper, but your number 2 goalkeeper, this is what he made for. He's supposed to be able to come into the side when the top keeper out, and it's not supposed to be making mistakes or you're unsure. So I don't think Liverpool squad that strong. I think last year they had a phenomenal year last year. I mean, you have to give it to them, but they will get pegged back this year.
And as we were saying in the other episodes, Liverpool didn't really strengthen the side, so they don't really have depth to go for next season like what they did last season.
It's hard to back to back. I mean, everybody know that. Back to back, the Premier League extremely hard, and I mean, jumping off of the point that we were just discussing, is not only small teams stepping up, I would say is a lot of the big teams coming down. Whether it's because of COVID, how COVID mashed up the normal preseason, men still have to play internationals on a short preseason. Men actually get in COVID and then have to recover and come back and play. It's going to affect big teams because big teams, the players on big teams, are those more likely to be affected by those things just because of the schedule. Liverpool suffer a little bit from that today.
Without
I have to
money.
say, yeah, and I have to say, I mean, for the record, this is the first time on this platform, but Alexander-Arnold must be the most overrated fullback in world football. And I mean, I cannot believe it. He have what's that? Free kicks going forward, fine. Nothing on the defensive side, not zero.
He's just
Zero out of
the
10 on
right
the
back
defense.
version of Alonso.
More or less. But I mean, I enjoyed those goals today. They were, regardless of if you take away the 3 deflected goals, that would have still be a big result. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Klopp need to watch that. People forget how Klopp finished his time at Dortmund. They were at one point in the relegation zone, and he had to real fight up with the squad to get them out. Liverpool might be going through that kind of dip. I'm not saying they're going to get relegated or going to fall that far, but you will definitely see a dip from Liverpool. Long may it continue.
On that note, let me wrap up now. It was nice. Thanks for coming on the podcast. It was nice talking to all of you.
Yeah, it was nice coming on for the first time, man.
And hopefully we could see you here on the next episode or episodes in future.
They win you. When Man United
Yeah, man.
they win.
Well, yeah, brothers, it was nice. We will link.
All right, everybody, take care. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.